As the years go by, it's natural to wonder if you're still seen as attractive. Do your looks still turn heads, or has your charm faded? You might be surprised to learn you're far more appealing than you give yourself credit for. Attractiveness isn't just about looking young or having a full head of hair. It's something deeper that grows with time, wisdom, and experience. The way people respond to you, how they interact, and even their subtle cues speak volumes about how they see you. There are clear, undeniable signs you're an attractive older man, even if you don't realize it. In this video, we'll explore 7 signs that show you still have a strong appeal. These aren't just about physical looks, but about the whole vibe that naturally draws people to you. Whether it's how you carry yourself, how others react when you enter a room, or compliments you might not even notice, these signs reveal more than you think. Stick with me to the end, because you might just discover that the very things you overlook about yourself are what make you truly stand out. You might find that confidence, self-assurance, and a refined sense of style are working in your favor more than you ever imagined. And who knows, by the time we're done, you might see yourself in a whole new light. Before we jump in, if you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and do that. Also, hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on future videos. If you enjoy this, type 1 in the comments. If not, type 0 so I can make better content for you. Let's get started. 1. People ask you for advice or help. One of the clearest signs women find you attractive, whether you realize it or not, is how often they seek your advice, guidance, or even just casual help. This might not seem like a direct sign of physical attractiveness, but it says a lot about how others see you. As you get older, your experiences, wisdom, and calm nature set you apart. People recognize you've been through a lot and carry a steady presence that's both comforting and compelling. Women are especially drawn to men who show confidence, reliability, and emotional intelligence. Qualities often seen in how others come to you for insight and support. Think about times you've been approached. A younger person asking for career tips, a friend needing perspective on a personal issue, or even a stranger asking for directions. These moments might seem ordinary, but they highlight something important. People see you as someone worth listening to. That sense of dependability and quiet strength is deeply attractive, even if it doesn't always come with direct compliments. Take Richard, for example, at 67. He never thought he was particularly good-looking, but he noticed something interesting. At social events, work gatherings, or even just out and about, people naturally turned to him for his opinion. Younger men would ask about relationships, and women would stay a little longer in conversation, asking about his experiences. He didn't force it. His presence simply made people feel at ease. This kind of trustworthiness isn't just a sign of wisdom. It's a sign of deep, natural appeal. A man who carries himself with quiet confidence, who doesn't feel the need to prove anything, often becomes the person others want to be around. It's an attraction that goes beyond looks. It's about the energy you bring. And make no mistake, women notice. While younger men might still be chasing attention, an older man who truly exudes self-assurance stands out. A woman might not say, "I find you attractive," directly, but if she values your input, respects your opinion, and enjoys meaningful conversations with you, that speaks louder than words. So, if people tend to seek you out, even in casual settings, take it as a sign you offer something compelling. You might not realize it, but your very presence is magnetic in ways you've never considered. 2. You get compliments on your style and grooming. A man who takes pride in his appearance stands out, no matter his age. If people regularly compliment your clothing, grooming, or even just how you carry yourself, that's a clear sign you're making a strong impression. It might seem like a small thing, but these remarks often reveal more than just appreciation for a sharp outfit. They signal that others see you as attractive. As men get older, many develop their own distinct style, one that shows confidence, experience, and self-respect. A well-fitted jacket, polished shoes, a neatly trimmed beard, or even a signature scent. These small but important choices tell the world you care about your appearance, and women definitely notice. Think about it. How often do you hear things like, "That color looks great on you," "I love your haircut," or "You always look so put together"? These aren't just polite comments. They're signs that people notice your presence, that your style makes you more appealing, and that you stand out in a way others appreciate. Take Robert, for example, at 68. He never thought much about his looks, but he started noticing something interesting. Whether at family gatherings or running errands, women would often comment on his clothing or how well-groomed he looked. At first, he dismissed it, thinking they were just being polite. But over time, he realized these remarks weren't random. They were a direct response to how he presented himself, and more importantly, a reflection of how others saw him: refined, confident, and attractive. Style isn't about following trends. It's about knowing what works for you and wearing it with confidence. A man who takes the time to dress well and pay attention to his grooming shows he values himself. And that level of care doesn't go unnoticed. Even if you don't hear direct compliments, notice how people react when they see you. Do they take a second look? Do they seem to brighten up when you enter a room? Do they respond positively when you shake their hand or stand near them? These small cues say a lot about how others see you. Attractiveness isn't just about having youthful features. It's about how you present yourself. If you take pride in your appearance, put effort into looking your best, and notice people responding to that effort, take it as a sign you're turning heads more than you realize. If you're still watching and finding these insights helpful, comment too below to let me know. 3. Women hold eye contact with you longer than usual. Attraction is often expressed without words. One of the most telling signs you're an attractive older man is how women look at you. If you've ever noticed a woman maintaining eye contact with you just a little longer than necessary, that's no accident. A lingering glance is often a subconscious sign of admiration, curiosity, or even interest. Women, especially those who are naturally reserved, don't always show attraction through direct words or bold actions. Instead, they communicate through subtle body language, and one of the most powerful is prolonged eye contact. It's not a casual glance or a polite nod. It's when her eyes stay on you just a moment longer, as if she's taking a second to process something that caught her attention. Think about when this last happened. Maybe in a restaurant, a coffee shop, or during a walk in the park. You notice someone looking at you, then quickly looking away, only to return their gaze moments later. That hesitation, that brief pause before looking away, says a lot. It's a natural response when someone finds another person interesting, but doesn't want to be too obvious. For instance, imagine Charles, 72, who never thought of himself as particularly attractive. He assumed women wouldn't notice him the way they used to. But one day, while enjoying a quiet afternoon at a bookstore, he caught a younger woman looking at him from across the room. At first, he thought nothing of it. But when he moved to another section, he saw it again. She glanced at him, held her gaze for just a second too long, then faintly smiled before turning back to her book. What Charles didn't realize was that his presence, his composed manner, the way he carried himself with quiet confidence, had made an impression. She wasn't just curious, she was intrigued. Many older men don't realize this. Women, regardless of age, appreciate a man who carries himself with confidence. A man who isn't desperate for attention, but naturally commands it. The way you move, stand, and look back at someone all communicates something about you. If women seem to hold eye contact with you, even for a second longer than expected, that's a strong sign they find something about you appealing. It might be your eyes, your style, or simply the quiet self-assurance you exude. Next time you catch a woman looking at you, don't dismiss it. It might just be the clearest sign, yet that you're far more attractive than you think. 4. Women naturally gravitate toward you. One of the clearest signs you're an attractive older man is how people seem to be drawn to you without you even trying. It's not always about a chiseled jawline or looking youthful. There's something deeper at play. People are naturally attracted to confidence, self-assurance, and an aura of wisdom. And you might be showing these qualities more than you realize. Think about times you've walked into a room and felt a subtle shift in energy. Maybe people look your way more often, or conversations flow easily when you're around. You might find that people, especially women, enjoy talking with you, whether at a cafe, a family gathering, or even a casual chat at the grocery store. They lean in when you speak, engage with your stories, and seem genuinely interested in what you have to say. This happens because an attractive man isn't just someone with good looks. It's someone who carries himself with quiet confidence. There's a steady presence about you, a sense of ease that makes people feel comfortable. That kind of attractiveness never fades with age. For example, think about a time when a woman, younger or closer to your age, seemed to hold eye contact a little longer or found a reason to extend the conversation, asking about your life, thoughts, or experiences. It's subtle, but it's telling. Women are particularly drawn to men who make them feel at ease, who listen, and who show an effortless self-possession that younger men often lack. It's also worth noting that when you have this presence, people trust you more. They seek your advice, enjoy being around you, and value your company. If someone has ever told you they feel comfortable opening up to you, even if they barely know you, that's a sign you're exuding an attractive kind of energy. Ultimately, attractiveness isn't just about how you look in the mirror. It's about how others feel in your presence. If you've noticed that people naturally enjoy being around you, that's no coincidence. It's a reflection of the appeal you carry, whether you see it or not. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, comment for below. 5. You have a confident, relaxed presence. One of the most attractive traits in an older man isn't about looks at all. It's about presence. If you move through life with a quiet, relaxed confidence, people notice and are drawn to it. Unlike younger men who may still be figuring themselves out, an older man who is truly comfortable in his own skin exudes a type of confidence that can't be faked. It's not about being the loudest person in the room or trying to prove anything. It's about carrying yourself with a sense of ease, knowing who you are, what you stand for, and having nothing to prove. That kind of confidence is magnetic. Think about times you've walked into a room and felt people's attention shift, not because you demanded it, but simply because of how you carried yourself. Maybe people naturally make space for you in conversations, or women feel comfortable engaging with you without hesitation. That's because true confidence puts others at ease. It makes people feel safe, intrigued, and respected all at once. Take George, 74, for instance. He's not flashy. He doesn't try to impress anyone, yet people always seem drawn to him. When he speaks, people listen. When he enters a room, there's an effortless authority about him. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that invites respect. Women notice it too. It's not about physical perfection. It's about the sense of calm and security he provides just by being himself. There's a reason why a relaxed presence is so appealing. In a world where many people are anxious, insecure, and constantly seeking validation. A man who is truly at ease with himself stands out. He doesn't need to fill every silence with words or seek approval. He simply exists in a way that commands quiet respect, and that kind of self-assurance doesn't go unnoticed by women. They appreciate a man who doesn't need to dominate a conversation, but also isn't afraid to speak when it matters. A man whose posture is strong but not rigid, whose smile is genuine but never forced, and whose very presence makes others feel safe. So, if you've ever wondered why people seem naturally drawn to you, why women feel comfortable in your presence, or why you don't have to try too hard to earn respect, it's because real confidence is impossible to ignore. And that, in itself, is one of the most attractive qualities a man can have. 6. You receive subtle compliments about your physical condition. Attractiveness isn't just about a youthful face or a full head of hair. It's also about how well you take care of yourself and how that effort shows. If people, especially women, have ever commented on your posture, energy, or even made casual remarks about how fit or strong you look, that's a clear sign you're making an impression. You don't need to be a bodybuilder or spend hours at the gym to be seen as physically attractive. What truly stands out is when a man takes care of himself, staying active, maintaining good posture, and moving with ease. People notice when a man carries himself with strength, even in subtle ways. Whether it's how you stand, walk, or even shake hands, those small cues speak volumes about your overall vitality. Consider Thomas, 69. He never thought of himself as particularly fit, but he always took time for morning walks, regular stretching, and keeping his body moving. He didn't realize how much that mattered until one day, a woman in her 50s casually mentioned, "I hope I have that much energy when I reach your age." At first, he brushed it off as a polite comment, but then he started noticing a pattern. Women, sometimes much younger, would compliment his strong handshake, good posture, or the fact that he seemed so active and engaged in life. It wasn't about having an athlete's body. It was about the way he carried himself. That's because people, especially women, aren't just attracted to looks. They're drawn to energy, movement, and the unspoken signals of good health. A man who stays active, who moves with confidence and ease, exudes an appeal that's impossible to ignore. Think about how you carry yourself. When you sit, do you slouch, or do you hold yourself with confidence? When you walk into a room, do you move with purpose, or do you seem weighed down by the years? These small details may not seem like much, but they shape how others perceive you. A man who stands tall, who moves with agility and ease, naturally commands attention. It's also worth noting that fitness isn't just about your physical appearance. It's reflected in your energy levels, attitude, and even how you engage in conversations. If people often say things like, "You look like someone who stays active," or "You seem younger than your age," take it as a sign they're recognizing something about you that goes beyond surface level looks. So if you've ever been told you look strong or have great energy, don't dismiss it. It's one of the clearest signs you're an attractive older man, even if you don't see it yourself. If you're still watching and finding these insights valuable, comment 6 below. 7. Women laugh at your jokes, even the corny ones. Humor is one of the most underrated yet powerful indicators of attractiveness. If women laugh at your jokes, even the ones you know are a bit corny or simple, that's a clear sign they enjoy your presence and, more importantly, find you appealing. Laughter isn't just about finding something funny. It's a social response, a way of connecting with others. When a woman genuinely laughs at what you say, it's not always about the joke itself. It's about how she feels around you. If she finds you engaging, warm, and comfortable to be with, she's far more likely to laugh at your humor, even if it's not groundbreaking. Think about times you've told a joke in a social setting. Maybe you threw out a classic dad joke, something simple, perhaps predictable, but instead of rolling her eyes, she laughed. Maybe she even leaned in a little closer, touched your arm as she chuckled, or responded with an amused shake of the head while smiling. These small, natural reactions aren't just signs she found your words funny. They're indicators that she enjoys your company. Consider Henry, 73, who always had a habit of making lighthearted, harmless jokes in conversation. He never thought much of it until he realized that women, especially those he found interesting, seemed to laugh at his jokes more often than not. At first, he assumed they were just being polite, but over time he noticed a pattern. Women lingered in conversations with him, engaged more, and seemed to light up when he spoke. What Henry didn't realize was that his humor was doing more than just entertaining. It was creating a bond. Humor is attractive because it signals confidence, intelligence, and emotional ease. It tells people you don't take life too seriously, that you're comfortable with who you are, and that you can find joy in even the simplest moments. Women particularly appreciate men who can make them laugh without trying too hard. Men who can create a light, enjoyable atmosphere without needing to impress. This doesn't mean you have to be a stand-up comedian. It's not about delivering the perfect punchline. It's about being yourself and sharing a moment of joy with someone. If you've noticed that women respond positively to your humor, even when it's simple or lighthearted, take it as a sign they're enjoying your presence. They feel at ease around you, and on some level, they find you attractive. So, the next time you make a joke and hear laughter, especially from a woman who seems engaged in the conversation with you, don't dismiss it as just good manners. It might just be one of the clearest signs, yet that you're more attractive than you think. If you're still watching and finding these lessons valuable, comment 7 below. Final thoughts. As we wrap up, take a moment to reflect on these 7 signs. Maybe you've recognized some in yourself, or perhaps you've started to see yourself in a new light. The truth is, attractiveness isn't just about youth. It's about presence, confidence, and how you make others feel when they're around you. Many men go through life unaware of how much they stand out. They assume that because they're older, their appeal has faded, when in reality, it has only evolved. Women notice how you carry yourself, the confidence you project, and the energy you bring into a room. They see the care you put into your appearance, how you interact with others, and the sense of self-assurance that only comes with experience. So, if you've ever doubted your appeal, remember this. Your attractiveness isn't measured by wrinkles or hair color. It's measured by the respect you command, the conversations you spark, and the way people feel in your presence. You have qualities younger men can't replicate. Wisdom, maturity, and a self-possession that makes you uniquely attractive. What stood out to you the most? Which of these signs do you see in yourself? Or which one do you feel you can embrace moving forward? We'd love to hear from you. So share one thing you learned today and how you plan to put into practice in your life. Your thoughts are important to us. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue to create high-quality content that informs and inspires you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.